And here we are, back around to Wednesday again. I wish we could find a way to slow time down a little bit. It's been crazy. I had my show at Red Raven last Friday. It was so much fun. Tiring to stand that long. Now I know I have to wear. I thought I wore wedges, but my feet hurt by the end of the evening, even though they were really comfortable shoes. Good morning, Danica. Hi, Paula. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Laura. Hi, Ellen. Hi, Michael. So, yeah, life's been absolutely nuts. Work's been crazy, and yeah, like more things than I can keep up with. I'm actually almost not quite keeping up, but I'm going to do an artist talk this Saturday at the gallery. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but hopefully they'll help me with that. I used to be really shy about doing things like that. I am in some situations, but like when it's just a few people and people ask me questions, I'm good. Michael said, congrats on the show. Thanks for sharing some pictures of you and your, oh, I know. It was really nice to see my artwork hanging in there. It just makes it feel very real. Hi, Patty. Anyway, on to bigger and better things. Here we are on Wednesday morning, and I love doing this. Actually, I do it every morning. You're just not with me the other days. Even yesterday, I got up and went with my friend to yoga class at 6 o'clock. It was a really hard yoga class, but I made it through. And I fit in time to do a quick painting. Ellen said, wow, you're one busy. Where do you get all the... Ellen, sometimes I don't have all the energy. That's the bad thing. I used to, but I don't have as much energy as I used to, which is terrible. But maybe it's keeping my energy going. I don't know. Anyway, I could not decide what to paint this morning, as always. So I think it's a color choice. So let me turn this around. So, do I feel like painting these beautiful zinnias? A photograph I took in Cape May. Or should I paint the figs? I think they're figs. Gosh. No, they're not. What are they? Oh gosh, I'm losing. I don't even, already this early in the morning, I don't see how tired I am. I don't have my nouns. Patty says, happy Wednesday. I love my Instagram Wednesdays. So what do you guys think? Should I do the, I know what those things are. Oh my goodness. Isn't that terrible? The zinnias? Okay, I'm getting votes for the zinnias, but you have to tell me what those other things are called because I can't remember right now. I forget the craziest things. Oh, figs. Oh, they are figs. Okay, good. Dates. What's the difference between a date and a fig? I wonder. I do think figs are beautiful, but I'm getting an overwhelming vote for the zinnias, so that's the way we're going. I'm going to pull my hair back today. I'm hot already. Oh, I have my small brush out. I need my big brush. I use my tiny one on my 4x4s. I don't do 4x4s with you guys because it's such a small thing. I don't know that you can see it very well. That's why I do this larger, a larger one. Moving my light a little closer. I don't know. I might cast more shadow. I think it'll be okay. I always say I'm going to figure out lighting. I have to figure out lighting and cameras and a million other things, but I just can't find the time to do that. Oh, I have to move this over a little bit. I'm going to get it all dirty. I have paint all over my iPad. That's okay. Figs. Okay, good. Good morning, Joy. Okay. I put fresh paint out this morning. It's a very productive morning. My paint was, sometimes I push the limits of what I have here in my palette, and there comes a time when you just got to put out the fresh paint, and then when you spend the energy and the time to do it, it makes such a big difference. Like I feel like I have a clean, tidy space to work. I don't know why I have such a hard time remembering to do that. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Gabby. So, what's new with everyone? Anything new and fun going on? I'm trying to think what's new with me. I feel like I'm working on a lot of things. I'm getting ready for Rittenhouse. So I was working a little bit more in the big painting that's behind me. I had to do the edges, and I'm not sure if it's finished, but I think it might be. And what else have I been working on? I'm going to do another one of those little free mini courses that leads up to my Art in Bloom course. So I've been working on the digital, the computer back end of all that, which I don't know that I will ever like doing that. So it might be my last time to launch everything. Oh, Carol Ann, that's wonderful. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, good. Carol Ann will be joining me on the workshop. That's great. I've got to start thinking about that too, because that's coming up. And in the midst of it, I'm like launching my Art in Bloom course and doing a little free course leading up to it, like a mini workshop. And that's happening the beginning of September, which is frighteningly soon. Like just yesterday, I was working on something and I realized that, whoops, I have my little pictures are at the bottom here. Okay. Everything's just coming up too quickly. I was feeling like September was a while away, and it's like a minute away. So I'm working on all that because Art in Bloom will launch in this first week of September, like the weekend, the week of Memorial Day weekend. And then all that happens, which is overwhelming. I've done it before, launched it, and launching it just means it's like when you release it and have the card open, and it's a way to, have everybody kind of sign up at the same time so that I can do the little lessons all at the same time. Anyone who's taken it, you kind of know what I mean, but you have to do it all together. And it's just, I don't know. It's just an overwhelming process. And that's coming. And then right on its heels, I have Rittenhouse. So I'm not even sort of ready for that. And that's an outdoor show in Philadelphia in September. So I have to have everything ready for that. And my daughter's going to college next Tuesday. We're still figuring all that out. And then I have that workshop that I'm doing in Connecticut in October. And then we fly right into the holiday season. And I was working last night on my calendar. I'm doing a calendar of birds again this year. So I have them all scanned in. I love that hot pink in there. I want to let some of that show through as I'm doing this. I have to remember. I'm saying that out loud so I don't forget to do it. Yeah, so I've been having those nights of feeling overwhelmed, thinking there's no way I'll get all this done. But I'm thinking if I just really focus and get through to Christmas, it'll all get a little bit easier. But it's all fun stuff. I love all of it. It's just more the prep of it all. I was even sitting here thinking about what colors I need for the workshop, and I need to buy some more paints. The workshop in Connecticut. Is that yes, Ellen? It's permanent rose. Irma, I do need to take some vitamins. I need to go get some vitamins. That's a good idea. I've been eating better and working out more. That definitely helps get me through the crazies, but it doesn't help me sleep at night. And put some of the dark areas in here. That is a good idea, vitamins. Got to keep that energy up. And we're selling my office from my TCG Design business because we all went home for COVID and we all like working from home. So we're going to sell the office. So we've been cleaning that out. I did that all day Monday. That's a big project, getting rid of. I've had my design business for over 30 years. So that is a big clean out. A big clean out. It's one of those things that it's overwhelming to do it, and then it feels so good to have it be done. I don't want to get too detailed in here. These flowers have so much going on with their petals and like these little pops of green color, but I don't want to. I know, Ellen, that I will miss. I do love that back porch. I should have tried to squeeze in. If it wasn't COVID, I would have gotten in a couple more workshops in there. But I'm trying to find other places to do some workshops around here and something, I just talk to everyone I know, and somewhere along the way, someone will have an idea and it'll work out, and we'll have a new place to do it because I'm ready to do those again. What is the darkest color in your painting? Oh, Patty, it is, let me see here. I just put that out on I have like 3 or 4 browns that I've been playing with. It's definitely this. It's Van Dyke Brown. Good morning. Yeah, it's a nice rich. A little better. I don't know. Whenever I turn that, I think you can see it better, but I don't see it as well, but that's all right. It always turns out all right. I don't get too lost in this. Just my neighbor told me the other day, sometimes it's good to just rip the Band-Aid off and move forward to the next journey. Yes. Yes, I know. And I've done it. Well, I'm not a Band-Aid ripper offer by any stretch of the imagination, like probably the opposite, whatever that would be. But I have let life evolve a little bit, and it's all good. I like there's like a rich, you can't see that back there. It's so dark. Maybe I won't worry about it too much. It's a very rich, like red. I don't have any like true reds on my palette. That's all right. But I'm just letting it all kind of evolve on its own. I guess it would be better. Maybe I'd get further faster if I didn't live that way. But I'm always torn between making myself do things like that or accepting that I am who I am and just being okay with that. And I'm not. I'm not there, but it is one of my goals. We all have these things we want to change about ourselves, right? It is silly. All right, I need some more dark areas. Put a little blue in here. I wanted a little pop of blue here and there. Not for any reason other than I just wanted it. Oh, I know why I wanted it. I have this blue. So I had gotten some new Vasari paints, what I love, and this came in the package. And you see her eyes and this blue right here? I can't see it too well. It's just, there you can see a little bit. It's just absolutely magical. Just that pop of color like that. I love finding unexpected color. I'm going to set that right here to remind me. Oh, thank you, Ellen. What's your name? D2 Me Photo 2. Not that I'll remember, but if I write it down here, I might. It is hard when people have handles and I don't know what your names are. Love paintings. They're one of my favorites. I can't wait to see her. Oh, thank you. I love zinnias too. I need to plant some. And yeah, I need to plant more flowers in my yard. The blue in that photo, there's some local vineyards that have large that might serve. Oh, that's a really good idea, Caroline. I didn't think about that. Although they'd be open when I'd want to do a workshop. But now if I'm not working as much, I could probably do it during the week. Laura, what the blue on that postcard you're wondering? I think that might be cobalt blue on there, but I do have cobalt blue, but I don't have time to look for it right now. That's a great idea, a winery. D, okay, from Houston, but vacation in Seattle City. Oh, how nice. Yeah, no, wait, what was I thinking? I was thinking about wineries. That's a great idea, because I like when I do the workshops to do it in a beautiful place. Like, I don't want to do it in an unattractive, create art in a beautiful place. Not that my studio is very beautiful, but yes, you don't need to, but I like it to be in a beautiful place. And all the workshops that I've done so far have been in really cool places. I've had friends let me use their barns that are gorgeous, and that's always fun. But my friend who has the barn in New Hope, he's having his like farewell party on Saturday, which is bittersweet. You know, he always moves on. He's very good at letting go of what's old and moving on to new things, much more so than I am. But he will find a new magical place in no time. And in the meantime, it'll be in Palm Springs. But that would be a fun place to do a workshop too, wouldn't it? Or film another course. It's always in the back of my mind. He's my friend that filmed my course for me. I think I would have to hire someone before I could do that again. A weekday workshop. Yeah, I could do a weekday workshop, I think now. I mean, the one that I'm doing in Connecticut's during the week. But that's tricky too, because I could have work things going on that I have to deal with. And okay, I think that's enough. I have that mapped out. I'm overworking it at 6:16, and I don't want to go over time here. I'm going to clean up my palette. Put my pen away. I was taking notes this morning. Sorry. So, where's everyone from today? Oh, the 60s vibe. I love a good 60s vibe. It's so fun. I love that you said that. Okay, I cleaned up the palette. And let's do some pigment sticks. I have my little itty bitty bit of my iridescent gold left, and I love this. I do have another one, but I don't like to waste this, so I'm using it up. But it's hard. The iridescent gold's so soft that it's hard to use when it's this little. Like, I can't take it out of the paper and hold on to it. It would just crumble in my hands. So I'll just put little bits of it in, hope that it shows. That's good. I can always add more. Istanbul. Wow. What time is it in Istanbul? Oh, these are called pigment sticks. They're from R&F company, who make a lot of encaustic product. And these are, I guess, kind of like encaustic. I've never done encaustic. I always want to do every kind of art. That's one of the ones I haven't gotten to yet. But I would love to do encaustics. Yeah, I love all art. I took as many classes as I could in college, and believe it or not, I never took an oil painting class. And we had great professors at Kutztown in oil painting. I think I just didn't want to buy all the supplies for it. 3 p.m. Oh, a nice time of the day. PM is nice, winding into the next part. And so I'm just kind of putting in where some darker pinks are. This pigment stick. And these aren't necessary. It's just a fun thing that I do that kind of keeps my paintings loose. I love when little bits of this color that I add show through in the end. And usually a little bit does. It's already afternoon. Yep, we're just starting our Wednesday. And it's Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, you're ahead of us. Thank you, Lonnie. And a little... I kind of been just using the same few colors of these. I do have a lot more. I use all the things. I have, like, I'm working on a large canvas piece behind me right now. Usually my big paintings are on canvas just because it's lighter and more convenient to travel. And a lot of my smaller paintings just recently have been on this fun. Okay, have, excuse me, been on paper just because I'm enjoying the texture of it. And I also paint on ampersand gesso panels too. Okay, I'm looking at my start and the image. Good morning, Emily. All right, now I'm gonna, whoops, I don't want to knock my coffee over, which I could so easily do. Need a little sip of coffee. What's everyone having, coffee or tea today? All right, I'll move this over a little bit, make it brighter. So the pinks are kind of soft and muted, and the greens are like bright muted, maybe not celery. I don't know what that color is called. So let me do my darks. I'm going to take some of this Van Dyke Brown and mix it with some of the blue. I might want a little purple too. I'm going to add a little bit of purple in there and add this blue just to get another nice dark that's kind of rich and warm but has some color to it. Earl Grey tea, but moving Ellen. How are you, Ellen? Did you have a nice time on the boat? I got to go on a boat this weekend too. I was in Port Deposit, Maryland with friends, and it was so fun. Maybe too purple. I'm going to put red in there. That's better. It's so nice to get away. Earl Grey tea, that sounds good. I never drink tea. I do have, someone had suggested a tea because I always cough and kind of have throat problems. Oh, let me get a bit of my, I'm going to put some Montserrat orange out. Oh, that was beautiful. I love that you sent me those pictures. Ellen was out on a boat and sent me some photos. I didn't see any dolphins. I was in the river. For Inspire Group, would you consider discussing how you frame or package paintings on paper? Sure, you bet. That's a great idea. I'm always looking for ideas of things to do in there. I have stuff coming up that I really need to work on. Hoping that once I get through all this, I'll be able to focus on it more. But yes, that's a great idea, Michael. I love sharing all that kind of stuff because it's like everybody, till you figure it all out, it's just absolutely crazy amount of time wasted when you could be painting, I have a really nice group that I'm in a membership, and it's nice to have people who understand all of this, and if you are in a pinch and can't figure something out, they're like, oh, I can help you, I know how to do that, and then you don't waste so much time figuring things out. It is. It's like reinventing the wheel all the time. That's one thing that I didn't do that I do now is I keep my paintings almost always a consistent size. My large ones might not be, but my smaller ones are. That way I only need so many sizes of packaging materials, which makes a huge difference. Oh, Leslie, I have a group. It's called the Inspiring Art Collective, and it's a group where we just do things together. It could be an art project, like I share things behind the scenes of what I'm working on and how I'm doing things, or it could be color mixing lessons. It could be what other things have we done? Some fun acrylic activities. It's a fun space where oh, here I have this color. I'm thinking, why did I put that color out? I put it out for the other painting I was going to do. It's a fun space to explore art, really. Whether it's marketing of art, the making of art, just anything like that. So that's going to open up for enrollment again in November. And it's a really nice group of people in there. Love it. So I have a project I'm working on with my friend Deb. So I think I'm going to do one next Wednesday, go live with that. So I got to work on that. It's all the moving pieces sometimes get a little overwhelming. Oh, yes, that's right. We did Ukrainian egg painting because, where is that group? Oh, Nancy, it's online. Leslie's in it. The orange color. What else? I didn't use orange, did I? This is Indian yellow. Maybe that's what you saw. Oh, this Montserrat orange it is here. That's what you're talking about. Love that Williamsburg color. It's a nice color to like kind of neutralize a little bit. So yeah, so Art and Bloom, just so I can't even keep it straight. Art and Bloom, if you want to do that, that's my 6-week oil painting course. It's beautiful. That opens for enrollment, I think September 6th. I should write all this down. And then the Inspiring Art, the collective, which is like, it's a monthly fee. And the fee just kind of helps me be able to spend the time not working on other things and have a little bit of income to spend toward developing things for that, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so it's going to be a busy fall, but all good. I'm going to put a little bit of that in here since I have it out. That's a fun color. So I need like where dark areas are. And now I'm going to look up here. Let me think a little bit. I wonder, so I didn't think about this. I usually try to think about, and I'll just leave this where it is. I'll pull this out of the holder. Sorry for the messiness of this all. But so I would say I try to either keep my shadow areas warm and my highlight areas cool or vice versa. So I think my warm areas are going to be my darker shadow areas, and my cool areas, which are like, you know, the highlights of these, I'm going to keep that cooler. So I want to be sure to have a cool and a warm of pinks and greens. Oh, well, yes, you don't need a lot of paint, really. That's the good thing. I will use a lot of this paint, but I covered up. I have this little, it's actually a Tupperware lid to cupcakes, and I cover this up every evening. And most of these paints will last me, like I might still have these same paints out here next week when I paint. The dark ones will dry out, and I just scrape that end up and put new ones out. But I try to get as much, what is it called, mileage out of them as I can. I'm not doing very well at thinking and talking and painting today, am I? Sometimes I am better at it than others. It's more of a vibrant pink. Light. Just getting white. Light and Macau. Is that how you say it? Macau. Good morning, Christina. That's nice. I think that's a good start. Let's not overwork it. I could always add more if I need to. So these are warms, and these, it's actually a warm pink, but they look cool next to these. So warm and cool colors can be warm or cool depending what they're next to. So you could mix a color that you think is always a warm color, and then you put it next to a color that's warmer, and it looks cool. Okay. Will that make any sense? I'm still like always thinking about that. All right. It's too much glare, so I'll make it darker. So I usually go in and do my dark areas. Is that good? You guys can see. Okay, I can't pull that back. It's going to take me too long to figure that out. Okay. I just realized I can't hear any of my music. I love to have music on when I'm painting. And I always have to have it so quiet when I paint live so that YouTube doesn't hear it. But I don't hear anything today. Not meant to be, right? you. This is up here. Kind of judging where areas are. I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but I do have to put some darker colors in here because that's what's kind of cool about those colors popping through, are the darks in between and the I did a dog commission the other day, and when I was in the middle of working on it, I loved how it looked. And because it's a commission, I can't let it be quite that loose. But that is my goal, to be able to paint where, like, even if my lines show through a little bit, or I just love that kind of unfinished, fresh. I love when it's so fresh looking, and it's a hard thing to maintain and take it far enough that it looks finished to most people. But I love it when it's totally not finished, if that makes any sense. Meticulous work. Yeah, yes, I do need to focus. I try to get better at being able to be able to read. I said, one of my friends asked me something about doing this, and I said, I can paint, and I can read, and I can answer questions, but don't ask me to do one more thing, because that's my limit. Like, I can only do these 3 things. It's like a monkey, you can rub your head and pat your belly, but don't ask me to ride around on a tricycle at the same time. Yeah, because painting does take a lot of thought. Yeah. So I'm sipping my coffee and sitting back and looking at where I need my really dark darks, because that's where I always like to kind of begin. Okay. Even the drips, like, I love a good drip, and I love to let it stay if it can. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking where I am, and I don't know if I should go in there and work in those green areas, or I usually try and leave my lightest areas for the end of my painting. So I find it keeps it cleaner to do it that way. Because someone had written to me about I have a little freebie thing. It's a color guide, and they said that they were hoping to learn the trick to keeping colors clean. And it's more, what I made is more of a guide of mixing colors. But nonetheless, she said to me, what would be your one go-to trick for keeping clean colors? And I really gave a lot of thought, and I was like, keep your brush clean. Like, that is the most important, critical thing, I think, in a painting, is keeping your brush clean. Like, I'm wiping my brush with my paper towel, like, almost every stroke I make. But there are so many things to learn and to think about that, you're never finished learning with art. You don't all of a sudden know how to do it. Like, I feel like I have so much to learn. Like, I'd say I'm at, like, I don't know. I would hope I'm only at 10% of my knowledge of art right now. Because it's not something you achieve. It's a never-ending journey that's so fun. So I met this really cute couple at my opening, and they were there with they had like a little tiny newborn. I think the baby was like, I don't know, really little, like 4 weeks old or something. And the girl, she loves painting flowers. So, we were talking about that. And they were, artsy, cool people, young. Oh, Ellen said I have to find more paint on my face and hands. I don't know. Look, Ellen, I have it all over myself too. I often have it in my hair. No, I'm not neat at all. Nope. I wish I was. So anyway, it's so cool. I was asking them, like they said they were packing up to move. And I said, where are you moving? They're moving, I think she said they're moving to Norway because they got a job and they're going to run an artist retreat in Norway for at least 2 years. So they're packing up all their stuff, and they're not doing the retreat. They're the people who like make the retreat happen, I guess. They'll be there and be like the staff, and like, how cool is that to be at that age and go do something that neat? Like, I've never been to an artist retreat. It's certainly on my list of things I'd love to do, but I can't even quite imagine like leaving life and going and just creating all day long. Doesn't it sound heavenly? It really does. Yes, let's retreat in Norway. Yes. And if I taught the retreat, then maybe, it wouldn't cost as much, right? You get to be there and do the stuff and meet the people. Yeah, that'll be my next job, is running retreats. Now, I like teaching retreats. I really enjoy that part of it. So I'm not trained to be a teacher, but I do love it. When I did like my first one, some of you were probably at it here in Lancaster. My husband said, do you have a lesson plan? I was like, no, I didn't even think of that. I need a lesson plan. I didn't have one, and it all worked out okay, but I think I made one then the next time. At least had written down what I wanted to cover, because I do forget things. Yes, Ellen, I need to do that. I just have to figure out where to do it. I know all my peeps would come to one in Lancaster. I haven't found a place. I keep, like, everyone I talk to, I ask, like, do you know of anywhere? Like the people I know that have good resources of that kind of thing. So a good answer will turn up. It always does. Plus, I feel like I would worry so much, like the whole thing of masks and all that feels like it's still happening. So I don't know that. I'm kind of glad I'm not doing it just yet. But I certainly could try to plan one for the spring. That would be perfect. I'm looking where my lights and darks are. I am in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. What time is it? 8:39. Gosh, I'm not going as fast as I should here. I need to get on task. Now let me think about this. Because they aren't really pure. They're very muted colors. That one's coming forward that we could wear clear. Yes, we could. We could make it work. We're back working from home again after being in the office for a month, but I'm not complaining. Yeah, I like working from home. I really, really do. It is fine with me. I feel like I get a lot more done working from home. Keep up with the house a little bit more. But it'll be really weird because we're taking Isabel to college on Tuesday. So my life's going to change a lot because you know, it all revolves around her right now. I think I always looked forward to having an empty nest and being able to paint whenever I wanted, which I really do now anyway, because she's busy doing her own stuff. But, you know, it's finally coming, and it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be all that great. I'm going to miss my full nest. Good morning. How do you dispose of paper towels you use? I just throw them away. Someone just asked me that in my collective about how I dispose of things, and I never thought of it being anything like bad to do. So I don't have any tricks for that. I actually have like one of the trash cans that I use to, you know, I guess some things can be flammable. So I got the serious trash can, I'll call it, but I never thought about having to dispose of things in a particular way. So if anybody has any ideas, I'd love to hear it. I like to be as safe and careful as I can be. Now this gets a little tricky because these colors in here are I don't know, are they green or are they pink? I'm not sure. I love that. I love colors that you can't name them. It's like, what color? I love painting colors like that in my house too. Is that gray? Is it taupe? Is it beige? What color? Is it blue? Love those nondescript colors. Love them in art and in design too. I'm gonna have to mix up more of this green. Oh, maybe I shouldn't do that yet. No, wait, I should work on this. I might run out of time today for the first time of doing this, I think. Maybe not. If I focus on what I'm doing. Thank you, Darla. They are really fun colors, aren't they? Yep, so if you know of any good places to hold workshops, let me know, because I would love to get one going for next year, which will be here in 5 minutes, right? Thank you. I don't know what is that. Is that Spanish or is that Philippine? I don't know. I do recognize some languages because we do a lot of work for a client who does a lot in other languages, which is fun to know. I took French from the time I was in junior high until my second year of college. I don't even know if I could get my way through France now, but I took it all that time and loved it. But I stopped when we got to French Lit. I'm not even good at English Lit, let alone French Lit. No, it was just too much. Too hard to figure out. I had to translate every single word, and I would translate it, and I still wouldn't even understand what it was. So it's terrible. Would you go to Nashville for an art workshop? There's a place there. I've seen a few artists do things. Seems like a cool place. That would be cool. I've never been to Nashville. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If someone that was from the place like figured out how to do it, I would go somewhere. But I don't know. I guess I could do that. It would be hard. It would take a lot of time to figure out how to do all of it, like the logistics of the wear, all that kind of stuff, if I'm not from there. Just a little bit more here. I need to get going. What is it, 45? I'm still okay. It's crazy to paint and think that I have a deadline, but that's all right. I'll get as far as I get. That hints about that, I think, enough in the background there. I might need to work on the ones in the foreground more. Definitely want to let some of that hot pink show through in there. Keep that 60s vibe. And let some of that like blue still show. Wait, I'm running out of, my paints feel a little bit dry. I have to mix a little bit more pink up here. Sometimes white, my titanium white, feels dry to me. I have trouble keeping it as wet as I would like it to be. Okay, now I need to work on some of my middle areas. And sometimes it is good, like for me to have this like tight deadline and think more quickly, knowing, is your October still on? And if so, do you know? Bonnie, I think there are open spots as far as I know, and it is still on. Yeah, to produce it. Yes, that would be great. Laura says, hi, I'm not, and I love watching your videos. How do you get the grid over your photos on the iPad? Oh, thank you. Laurie, it's an app called Grid Hashtag, or hashtag, it's called Grid Hashtag. You can just look it up, and it just puts it on there for you. You just open it in the app. I would show you right now, except I won't finish this in time if I do it. But I can show you another time. Or if you can't find it, just let me know. I'll help you. There are a couple different ones you can use, but I don't know if it's just that it's the one I'm most used to, but it's definitely the one I like the most to do that with. All right, I need to do some of the little important spots here in my last few minutes. I don't want to get lost in the details. I'm always trying not to, and by now that I have to make more swift decisions and not be so precious about things. And I think that's what keeps it loose, is doing it that way. Oh, it's called Grid Hashtag. A little bit of thank you. I do love beautiful things, that's for sure. I think I need a little bit of dark in here. Now I need to go up. Now I'm looking at my edges just to make sure I don't have like any, I don't know what, anything that is technically wrong, like too much grid showing, even though I just said I like when that happens. But that someone would look at it and think, oh, they didn't finish that. I guess it's a confidence issue that when I finally get to that I let it kind of be a little bit more of a mess and don't worry about it. I'll get there, right? It is, styles are ever evolving. I never think I see a difference in my style, but then when I look back, I do. I do see it evolve. Photoshop Express is another free app. Yeah, that's a good idea, Ellen. Oh, I keep saying it backwards. Yeah, I think it's grid hashtag because I think it starts with a G. That's how I remind myself. Oh, I need a little, I want that to be a little yellow in here. All right, now I need to come in and dance around this one a little bit. And get a little bit more of that color that's not pink and it's not green, because that is just so cool. What is pinkish green? What would that color be called, pinkish green? Oops, that was a big blob. Oh, there's a lot of glare on there for you, isn't there? Thank you, Leslie. I have been loving these. I just bought some new zinnias at Roots yesterday, which is a funky little farmer's market. Well, Isabel asked me what the difference between a farmer's market and a flea market is. Roots is actually a flea market. Flea markets just have a lot of junk. But it's such a fun place. I always admit what detail you get with such. Yes, that's a fun thing too. Do you ever get lost? Oh yes, and I'm getting lost in them right now, as you can tell. But yeah, I think it helps keep it loose to use a big brush. I mean, that is a big. I honestly probably should have forced myself to use an even larger brush today for this, because I am getting lost in the details a little more than I like to. But I didn't even think about it. So sometimes, yeah, you have to go with whatever happens, because maybe I was meant to use this brush, right? All right, is there anything else? 8:53. So now I do have a little bit of time to think, see what I've got going on. I'm looking in the what you're looking at, because it really does look different. Looking through my phone at it as opposed to what I'm seeing in real life. Oh, I need some fun. I feel like this needs more definition right in here. Yeah, they were that got too blended together. Why is loose such a goal? Achievement for some artists, while others more photorealistic. I think it's just, I was thinking about that the other day. I think it's just a phase of the journey. So I would say that I am very good at painting realistically. I've done it like all through school, because I always had to do graphic design projects. So everything had to be perfect. And because I spent so much time doing that, I liked the look of loose, and I wanted to loosen up. So that's actually why I started doing oil painting in the first place, was to loosen up my style, and it definitely did that. But in my journey, I can't say that I wouldn't go back to realism again. Like, it's just, I think, challenging yourself, and it's how you look at things. And so there's no right or wrong answer, and I love both. But, I'm just kind of in a loose part of my journey. That makes sense. because they're both fun. But yeah, I used to always do watercolors, and they were very tight. Like I can paint something super realistic. But right now, this is what I enjoy, is trying to get as loose as I can. I love when you see a piece of art from across the room and it looks realistic, and then you walk all the way right up to it and all you see are the juicy brush strokes. That's my goal. My ultimate artistic goal is to achieve that right now. It could all change. I feel like my colors on my brush are a little muddy, but they almost are allowed to be because they are in the reference. Everything's kind of a little muddy. Ellen says, I started with abstract and moved toward more realistic to please my mother. Really? That's what your mama wanted you to do, huh? Like Monet's water lilies. Yes, that's what I love. Yep. And it's not that it'll always be that way. I might very, very well one of these days think, you know what? I want to go back to hyperrealism. So it's all so fun. And every bit of it's fun to learn, too. That's another part of it. And I need some really light pink, and then I need to stop. Loose is not really loose. Yeah, I guess that's true. Everything is where I am. Watercolors are super detailed for me, too. Yeah. And I love painting with watercolors, and I would love to spend more time doing that. I played with it a little bit when I was on vacation, just because that's such an easy thing to take long on vacation. And yeah, I mean, I could just create art all day long and be happy. Just do a couple more details, and then 57. Oh, I have like literally a minute, so I think I'm going to be finished. So, I don't know. Am I finished, guys? Do you think I need to do anything else? Because I am going to get cut off in 1 minute. So, I'll turn this around and say goodbye. So, I'll show you the painting, which I think I am finished. Because if I do anything else, it won't necessarily add to it. And then I'll start to mush things around. And that's, once you're at that point where you feel like, I'm not sure what I'm doing next, then it's time to stop. Favorite of any of oh my gosh, Leslie, thank you. Oh, how fun. I'm glad you helped me decide to paint zinnias today. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. I'll sign it right now. Sometimes I do forget to do that. So thanks for the reminder. And I will save this, and it'll be on my YouTube channel. And be sure to go over there and like it and everything, because I'm working on growing that YouTube thing. I might try and film in there one of these days. I haven't done that yet either. I have all these things I might do soon, and I will. So thanks for coming, guys. I hope you have a fabulous day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.